this is happening in almost every classroom, in every district, in every city, state, whatever. There has to be some type of solution because there's obviously some type of problem. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me again. I know your favorite business launch solutions architect, right? So look, as everybody knows, if you don't know, check out youngentrepreneur.camp.net. I'm doing a young entrepreneur camp this summer here in Prince George's County Public Schools, right? I'm a PG County graduate, those Prince George's County. Yes, I'm Prince George's strong. Um, and so what I've been doing is going to the classrooms and actually meeting with and talking to the students, right? Um, but hey, just so you know, if you're watching this, can you let me know if you're watching it live? Put in the comments if you're watching it live and from where, and then also put if you're watching it on a recording and from where. I would love that. But anyway, I've been going around to the school systems, talking to the students about my not cyber, the entrepreneurship camp that I'm doing from the 20th through the 30th of next month, right? And so, either I'm doing an assembly or I'm going to the classrooms or meeting, in small groups of students. But one thing that never fails, right, is in every classroom or assembly, there's always this one dude, always one young student that gets in trouble. Like while I'm talking, so most of the time you suspect that, you got a guest speaker in class. You might act okay, but literally every time there's at least one young man, and most of the time he got locks, right? That gets in trouble in class. So he either talking or being disruptive, or and most of the time, I'll be honest, it's not like really blatant or belligerent, but you could tell he gets in trouble pretty often. So every time I've gone to a number of different schools, it always happens, and I don't really have a problem with it. So most of the time, the instructor will try to put him out the class, and I was like, no, no, no. I was like, no, no. I said, no, you can say it's cool, but me and him got to talk afterwards. And you know how they do the little that look, and and I'm like, bruh, don't worry about it. You good? We're gonna talk because I feel like the information I'm giving them is actually worth them hearing, and most of the time, they're my target audience. It's the one who doesn't really want to be in class, or they get tired of being in class, or this, that, and the other. Um, so basically, what I would say is that I tell them go ahead, sit down, and chill. Don't just chill out, and you can tell that they got like a contentious relationship with their instructors. So what I did was, what I normally do is afterwards I always talk to them, and it's always pretty much the same story. And I'm almost sure every time it will be. That's why I say don't put them out because it's very similar to my story. When you're in class and you don't really like school, you don't really like being in class. It's a little bit of a blower to you and all that good stuff. Um, and so I sit down, and most of the time they're either musician or athlete. Sometimes both. I was a musician in high school, and so basically, what I tell them, I ask them a few questions, and then most of the time they blame the teachers. They're like, "Man, she always getting on me. She this, she that, she this, she that." I'm like, "All right, that's cool. So what do what?" So I asked them what did they do, and it's always like one thing they did at the beginning of the year. They got on the wrong side of the teacher or the wrong side of their instructor, and they never like lived it down. So the contentious relationship was always there for the entire school year, and so I have to teach them things that I wish I knew at that time because I had contentious relationships with a number of my instructors. Because I was smart, but I didn't really like to go to class. I didn't like to do homework, a bunch of stuff that I should have been doing. I did not do. I'm not getting all that. But I tell them things that I wish I would have done when I was their age to outsmart that, you know. And every time I do it, they walk away, and the instructors sometimes they try to come over and be in the conversation. And I say, you know what, I got it. You don't have to come over because that would just change the whole dynamic. But what I've come to recognize, especially when it comes to um, young black men, which I was, because I'm 25 years older than most of them, but it seems to be the same thing. Is there something about the current educational system that turns them off, that turns us off? Because it's not like they're not smart, it's not that they're not motivated, they don't have drive, but it's just something about it that says no, either this is not for me, or I'm not for it, or I don't like it, or whatever. And but I try to share with them, hey, it's something you just got to get through. I mean, right now they got 3 weeks of school left, so look, it shouldn't be that hard, right? And so I don't know. Can y'all let's have a conversation? Let me know what you think it is. What is it about? I don't want to say it's the system because I don't like to play the blame game. But what is it about? Is it something about us? Is it something about school that makes the conversation or the just the being there something that turns us off? Um, the work's never too hard. Most of the time, it's easier for us than it is for other people. But there's a lack of motivation. There's a lack of desire. There's a lack of drive for it. They'll be excellent in sports, excellent in music, excellent even at whatever hustle game they doing. Like they selling hoodies, selling oatmeal cream pies out of their book bag, whatever it may be. But when it comes to these young black boys, there is a disconnect between scholastics and and their desire. And that's something that I'm looking to tackle. Like I said, I'm very much a fan of Dr. Sean Woodley of Teach Hustle and Inspire. And I don't know if you ever haven't had a chance to read his book, MC means move the class. He touches on it very well in there. But I just kind of want the layman's perspective, because we all know that like black boys are important too. But when we have the conversation, most of the time, it feels to me like either they feel like they're always targeted by their instructors, or it's like they can never catch a break. They get treated a certain way when other people get away with other things. One time I was in a classroom and like almost everybody was talking, but the young black boy with the dreads is the one that got called out. So I don't, and I kind of have of course, obvious affinity to them because I see myself in them, and so it's like, man, what can make it better? I don't even want to make it easier, but better. What makes it more? What make them desire to be in the classroom, a desire to hear from the teacher, or even desire to have a good relationship with with education. But like I said, please, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. It's not even, it's not a one-way conversation. I don't even think it's an easy answer, but I think it's something that we need to pay attention to because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. We can't say, well, they're supposed to be in school, so they need to do X, Y, and Z. Because if it's consistent across the board that, you know, um, this is happening in almost every classroom, in every district, in every um, city, state, whatever, there has to be some type of solution because there's obviously some type of problem. So please let me know in the comments how we can really help our young men. Um, because obviously school is something that is necessary. Education is a great thing that they need to have, but there is a disconnect. There's something that makes them not want to be there, and I think it's dangerous. It sets them up for future failures, future setup, future or just to not have a future or not to have anything to look forward to. Because if you can't make it, if you feel like, not if you can't, if you feel like you can't make it in school where things are quote unquote easy, it's easier to feel like you can't make it outside of that. And again, this is something that I had to fight even myself because I knew, being in the classroom wasn't something I enjoyed. Very seldom. Very, very, it had to be a really special class where I was, there was a special relationship often with the teacher, or there was a subject I was really, really interested in. But I mean, it started very young, like just not wanting to be there. And that's one reason why the way that we teach our business camp is interactive. It's they have a personal efficacy in the outcome of it. They're building the business that they want, not that I'm telling them to build. So, but please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. Not even anybody want to have a discussion about it. I'm down for that too. All right, y'all. Later. Good seeing y'all. Oh, if you have a student in Prince George's County Public Schools and they want to be a part of our Young Entrepreneur Camp, please go to youngentrepreneur.camp.net. And if you have somebody anywhere across the states, the United States, that wants to be in my internship program, they can go to interns.launchwithcarl.com.